guys, my name is Reina. I was like always 2012 valedictorian for the class of 2012. Now I'm studying at Emory University here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I will be graduating this upcoming May with a degree in Spanish and economics. And upon graduation, I will start working for Wells Fargo as a financial analyst in their commercial banking division. So things that I have done since I graduated, it's been 4 or 5 years since I was in your shoes, depending if you're now a junior or a senior. Prior to coming to Emory, I had never had the opportunity to travel. So when I came to Emory, that was one of the things I took advantage of, studying abroad. So after my first year at Emory, I decided I wanted to go abroad. So I did a couple of weeks in Argentina. So that was my first experience. And while I was there, I got to do a lot of cool things like pet tigers. So here's a little picture. I know it's hard to see. But yeah, I'm a big fan of studying abroad. So that was the first time I went abroad for a couple of weeks. And then after that, I decided that a couple of weeks was not enough for me. So I decided to do an entire semester my junior year, which was last year. So I did an entire semester in Spain. And while I was in Spain, I got to travel all over Europe. So yeah, during the time that I was in Europe, I got to travel, if you count Spain, a total of 12 countries. So I definitely made the most out of my time in Spain and in Europe overall. But yeah, definitely when you go to college, I would definitely extremely recommend for you guys to go abroad and take advantage of that opportunity. It usually costs the same as the regular academic year would cost, if not cheaper. So definitely do that and take advantage of that. I believe that everyone should experience a different culture at one point of their life because it really makes you just like more aware of what your values and morals and things that are important to you are. So an amazing experience definitely makes you grow as a person. So yeah, so one piece of advice that I would have for you guys, definitely like senior year, I know it's like extremely stressful because you have to apply for college and scholarships and all those things, and especially if you're the first one in your family to go to college, it can be like extremely overwhelming. Like I know for me, I was not the oldest one in my family, but I was the first one that went through the college application process. So it was very intimidating and like at times I felt like maybe I wasn't like the right person to be applying for that certain scholarship because it just seemed very competitive. But I would definitely I don't think you should let anyone or anything keep you from applying to any school or scholarship, regardless of how intimidating or just like prestigious and like hard to get into the school or scholarship might be. I'm a recipient of the Gates Millennium Scholarship, and that scholarship has extremely changed my life. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I go to Emory University where the cost of attendance is now it's more than $60,000 a year. But definitely, like I was raised by a single mom, like that there's no way my mom would be able to afford to send me to a school like this if I hadn't gotten that scholarship. And I wouldn't have been able to travel abroad as much as I did if I wouldn't have gotten the scholarship. So definitely tell you guys like as much as you can apply for scholarships. I know that my senior year I probably applied for more than 50 scholarships. So I was very committed to those scholarships and definitely paid off. If you guys like have any questions about like scholarships or like you need someone to read your essays, like feel free to reach out. I'm sure someone that's there in the audience can like give you my email or something, my Facebook ad now. I'm sure someone has it in the audience. But yeah, definitely like apply for scholarships as much as you can, and take advantage of all the resources you have at your high school, and make sure that you like go with your counselor and like someone's like guiding you, because I know it can be very overwhelming. But yeah, make sure you apply for scholarships, big on scholarships. And yeah, and I hope you guys have an amazing junior and senior year. Best of luck, and saludos desde Atlanta, Georgia.
Good morning. My name is Perla Sanchez. I am a Western Michigan University student, and I am currently a junior. I am from Wesco, and I'm still a migrant activist. I hope that one day you're here to visit me, and I hope that you're excited for ending your senior year. The only thing I want to leave you today with is that make college your first choice. It's the only choice that you should have in life. Remember that it's really hard for the jobs to come around you without no degree. So even though you might not be an A or B, C student, sky's the limit. You can make it happen. There is nothing else brighter than coming to college and experiencing the life. It's amazing. I would tell you that even though I don't have an educational background where my family or anybody else in my family came to college. I love it and I would not change it for the world. Just remember, you can take the girl out of Westlake, but you can't take Westlake out of the girl. So go Panthers, and come on and be a Bronco with me. So I'm super excited to hear you guys are graduating, and make sure you make college your first choice and come visit me.
Guys, my name is Jackie Garza and I graduated last year from Wesco High School, and now I'm a freshman here at UT and I'm majoring in business. The classes here are just like ginormous. I have a couple classes with 400 students in them and it's just really crazy. So I guess growing up in Wesco where it was so small and being in high school where the classes were 20 to 30 people, it's really a huge difference. So that for me was just kind of crazy, and the fact that we can't really interact with our teachers as much as we did in high school. So if I ever need help or questions, I have to go up to my professor and ask the questions because he'll never know if I'm struggling or not. So that was a big difference. For time management, I have 4 classes here at UT, and so every day I get out at around 12 o'clock. So I have a lot of time on my hands. So I do have to admit that at the beginning of the school year, I thought I had too much time and I would just go watch Netflix or go sleep, and before you know it, I barely had time to study. So eventually I made a schedule knowing when to study and when to have fun, and that really helped because your parents aren't here to tell you when to study and when to do your homework, and your teachers aren't pressuring you to turn in your homework at this time or to read at that time. It's all in yourself, and it's a lot of self-discipline. And I think that for studying, it's just the biggest difference because in high school it was really easy to study for exams. You could study the night before and just memorize and you would be good to go. But in college, every lecture we learn a ton of information, and so you really need to study hard for that, and you really need to know what you're talking about and not just memorize. Taking the AP dual credit classes, that really helped me because the AP classes kind of showed you what college would be like in a sense. And even though it wasn't the same thing, it kind of showed me what I was going to expect. But even then, college is completely different, and it's a lot harder. It involves a lot more reading, and it's just completely different. So of course, it takes a lot more effort, and that was probably like the biggest difference.
Hi, I'm Cassie Krastowski, and I graduated from Wesco High School last year, and I'm currently a freshman at UT Austin, majoring in journalism. The transition, it was kind of easy, but it was very unexpected because in Wesco, it's a really small town, and the high school, it's pretty small, and our classes are pretty small. And here, it's just such a big city, and the university is just big itself. I mean, it's 40 acres. And so it was just really difficult adjusting to the size. I would definitely say that the hardest obstacle is managing my time because I didn't realize how much free time I was going to have. And so, at first I was kind of taking it easy, maybe watching some Netflix. But I realized that I do have to study a lot more than I expected. And so that's one of the things also, learning how to study, because I guess in high school we really didn't study as much as we really needed to because, it was just like easy tests, easy quizzes. But here, you really have to know the information and you can't just memorize everything. I would definitely say that taking a lot of AP classes and dual credit classes helped a lot. Not only because, they're geared to help you transition from high school to college, but because it went into a lot of my core requirements, and so I have a lot of room right now in my schedule, and so I can even double major if I want to, so I got a lot of that taken care of. I definitely wish I knew how much reading and studying I was going to have to do. In high school, you have to read sometimes, and you do assignments, and you have homework, but in college, as of right now, for all my classes, it's just reading, and so I like to read, but I'm not used to reading that much material for courses, and so definitely that. I'd say it's been really great because I had never been to one of the UT football games, and so that's really great. And I was expecting, the classes to be really hard and boring and, like what college sounds like. It doesn't sound like fun, like in the course aspect. But they're actually really interesting, and you just meet a lot of new people and you learn a lot of new things that you never thought you would have known. So it's been a really great experience.
Hi, my name is Michelle Hill. I graduated from Weslaco High in 2011 and from the University of Texas at Austin in 2015. At UT, I was a public relations major, and I was also in the Texas Media Program, which gave me a lot of valuable experience in the advertising media world. And I was also on the UT Co-Ed cheer team. And currently, I work at 360i, a digital media agency, and I'm on the Ralph Lauren account. I was asked to give y'all some advice on college, and so I've narrowed it down to 4 tips. Number 1 is to change your major if you're unhappy. If you've done this major for about a year and you're completely miserable and know in your heart that it's not for you, then don't be afraid and change it. I started my freshman year off as a biology pre-dental major at UTSA, and after a year I knew it wasn't for me, and in the end I'm really glad I changed. Number 2 is to get involved, whether it's in Greek life, intramural sport, some kind of club society, anything really. Just get involved and you're going to find some amazing lifelong friends this way. Number 3 is work hard, play hard. If you don't already live by this motto, it's really just about school, a school life balance. Study hard because college is going to be tough, but also don't be too into your books to the point where you're going to make yourself stressed and miserable. You got to treat yourself every once in a while. And last but not least, number 4, which I think is one of the most important, is to call your family. Call your mom and dad, your grandparents, your siblings, whoever. Just make sure you call them and let them know you missed them and what's going on in your life, because they surely miss you. And so I hope that you find those tips helpful, and good luck. Thank you.